This is the dynamic BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe. Bold, original and athletic. But is it any good? Let's find out.
Today, I'm testing the 220D version with 187 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, and because it's a diesel, 822 miles to the gallon.
That's not true, of course, but it is designed for the stylish, young and cosmopolitan who like the 1 Series but don't want a hatchback.
And because this isn't a hatchback, you get more room in the back seats and 50 litres more space in the boot. Plus, you also get an assistant. Hey BMW.
I am your personal assistant and I care about you.
And so do BMW, because in one of these you get world-class technology and a car that looks newer than the one it's based on.
What I like about unique looking cars is that instead of people saying, oh, you got yourself a 1 Series, people say, oh, what model is that? In which case you can say, a very new model, a very expensive one too. Pillarless doors. Anyway, before we do the price bit, I do have a request from Laugh Sing Daddy, and he said, can you do more of these wavy hand knees? There you go, mate. This is where your mates will go. 2 cup holders and 2 USBs for their devices. But let's not spend too much time back here because they are not paying for it, are they? Here is the Leasing.com website where I have found some deals, and let's have a look at this one, £225 a month. And the number I normally look at, everyone's different. Some people just think about a monthly. Other people think, well, hang on, what is the bottom line? Martin Lewis again. A couple of things I have noticed actually while I'm in here. The good thing about having pillarless doors is when you open them. It's lots of space. The less good thing about having pillarless doors is the sound when you close them. Not brilliant. I also have just noticed this interesting thing, which is like a stalk to the side of the steering wheel. And when you push it down, you get a light which tells people which direction you're going in.
Traditionally, BMWs are rear-wheel drive. Not in this case. It's only 4-wheel drive if you get the 235, which, for purists, was terrible news. Question is, can you tell?
Not really. In fact, I've been in this most of the day. You don't even really notice. Not only have BMW worked very hard to make this feel like a rear-wheel drive car, in that the torque seems to push you from the back. But front-wheel drive cars, the 1 Series is a brilliant car, and that's been front-wheel drive for a very long time. Golf GTI. Yes, the Golf GTI does have torque steer, but hasn't bothered anyone. On now to wheels, you have 3 choices of an 18-inch wheel or the 19, which is amazing, although I can already... You might as well just have a direct debit for curbing that with a repair company. Or you could get the wheel insurance. Now, do you want the wheel insurance? I think I probably would with these. These are the run flats, the Bridgestones, which now brings me on to the next part of this video, which is, should we have run flats on BMWs or should we put normal... We're not doing that. One of my favourite features about any BMW is the simplest thing in the world, buttons. How many cars now are getting rid of buttons? Look how many are here. This is great. Not quite as bad as a Porsche, but this is a good amount. You can mouse over these or just lightly touch them to show which ones you've programmed, and then you can select whatever you want. So for example, I've got interior light pack, I've got home address, I've got call my mum, right? I've got well, pretty much anything from ID7 can be programmed onto here. You will not believe how useful that is. Sorry if you've got a BMW, because I think they've been doing that since 1998. Anyway, what they haven't been doing is gesture control, which, as you know, has been around a while. That means volume up, that's down, delete a call, get rid of a call. I think you swipe a call away. Yes, I want that destination, is that. And then actually what I use it for is, if you're on a Spotify playlist and you want to just scroll through the tracks to see which ones you like, I just keep doing that, and it's very good. I wonder if that's actually a patent. I know that they've actually patented recently gesture control for motorcycles.
That's if you use the gestures when you can control this entire car by saying, hey BMW. I'll let her explain.
I can control various functions for you. For example, say make it warmer. Super. It is my role to provide you with
Super.
Sorry, I didn't quite understand you again. I should work on my recognizer.
It's not you, love. It's just that it says, what all can you do? Question mark. What all can... What all...
I didn't quite understand you again.
Obviously though, read the instructions.
7-speed auto double clutch transmission on this, unlike most of the others which has the 8-speed. That's interesting. You can have a manual in most of these except the 235. I suspect a lot of people want the manual in the 235, but you can't have it. 235 incidentally is 300 horsepower, 306, 4 seconds 0 to 60, and then at the other end of the scale you've got the dinky little 218 with a 3-cylinder engine, which by the way is very good. So which one should you get? Well, obviously I'm going to say 235. Couple of reasons. One, it's amazing. Two, it's amazing. Well, actually three. The third reason is it's under 40,000 list, so you're going to get an awful lot of car without having to pay that extra £40 on VED. If money was an object, I would be fine with the 218. If you're a true BMW fan, you will love this car. This is the E46. And the 2 Series Gran Coupe is one of the closest in the BMW range that actually meets the same dimensions. Believe it or not, this to us today is a relatively small car, but the 3 Series back in the olden days, well, it was just a family car, wasn't it? Anyway, that could be one reason why you might have a soft spot for this. There's a rumour that BMW only made this car because of this, the CLA from Mercedes. An entire production run, a whole design team, all that expense, just to compete with that part of the market. That is focus, isn't it? Very good.
If you went for this one, you can expect to see 47 miles to the gallon on average. Opt for a high excess and you can insure one from as little as £347 a year if you're 20-something. And with low CO2, your VED is also low.
One thing I have noticed is the M Sport suspension on this is very M Sport suspension. Right, so you have got an option of going for the cheaper one, which would be just the Sport, or the M Sport, which then includes the suspension. For that, you do get this incredibly dynamic cornering, which is so much fun, and it really does actually feel as if the power is pushing you from the rear. That's clever. I'd like to give you a round of applause. In fact, I'm going to give you a round of applause for that.
All right.
Specification wise, now this is the fun bit, but it is a bit more complicated than it used to be. So for example, now this one's got the M Sport Plus pack. You can put so much spec on this, that's what makes it fun. Now this pack is very good value. Look, you get the 19s, M Sport braking system, tinted windows, the M seat belts with a bit of Harman Kardon. You need that in your life. It's amazing. M rear spoiler and the high gloss shadow line. I don't even know what that is. Then you've got the other pack, which is the technology pack, which kind of has things on it that you do want and or you don't, like high beam assistant. So this is £1,500, this technology pack, right? High beam assistant, that's normally £150. Parking assistant, I don't need that. Head up display, I do need that. Enhanced Bluetooth with wireless charging, don't need that. Oh, do I? I don't know. See, it's complicated. It's not like the old days where they used to sit down with a pen and go, now, do you want a CD player?
If it were my choice, I would keep this simple. Any of the petrol engines, 18-inch wheels, and keep the cloth interior. It's nice, but I'm not you. I'm also too tall and do too much motorway for this to work for me. But for you, and if you're just doing town stuff and you want to impress, there's probably little else as good.